This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Samoa Joe, one of my all-time favorite opponents of yours. And I think before we can even jump into the show, Kurt, I think we have to talk about this because Samoa Joe is going through some changes himself right now. We just found out this past week he was released from NXT. Does your gut say that we haven't seen the last of Samoa Joe in the ring?
I believe we haven't seen the last of him. I think he has more time left. I think he has more in the tank, and he's going to produce for the fans.
He seems like someone who would be such a good teacher, and they had him in that NXT role. What do you think about Samoa Joe would make him a great coach or teacher for the next generation of talent?
Well, he has incredible knowledge, and he is one of the most articulate individuals I've ever known. Joe can cut a promo like nobody else. His in-ring skills are incredible, and what he has, you know, as far as athleticism, he has a lot to teach the young talent. I think that he would be an incredible teacher, and I hope he continues to be one.
Well, maybe if the Kurt Angle training school ever gets open, the Angle Academy, maybe that's an avenue for him. But I'm totally in agreement with you, and I also believe that we have not seen the last of him. I was actually just going to bring this up. Recently, Bully Ray tweeted that it's like a tale as old as time. Shine, heat, comeback. You can do that in just about any match, but it's a little different here because this is an Iron Man match. There are going to be multiple falls, or at least there's the possibility of there being multiple falls. So can you follow that pattern for a match like this? Shine, heat, comeback? Or I was going to say.
Oh, you'll have the shine, the heat, and then you'll have a finish. And then you're going to have heat again, and then you're going to have a finish. And then you'll have heat again, then you'll have a finish. So it's not the normal psychology of a regular match. Iron Man matches are a lot more difficult, more complicated.
Who teaches you how to do something like that? Because you could go to Dr. Tom's school all you want, but I doubt Dr. Tom is teaching you all about Iron Man matches when you're learning how to run the ropes.
Nobody taught me. I had to learn on my own. The first Iron Man match I did, I believe, was with either Brock Lesnar or Shawn Michaels, and I can't remember. It was Brock. And it was a 60-minute Iron Man match.
Incredible. SmackDown, right?
Iron Man match. And it was, I believe I had a match with Chris Benoit, a 30-minute Iron Man match before that. Dude. And that's where I got my practice. Yeah.
My man, listen.
Incredible. But let me tell you this. He carried me through that match. He taught me a lot in that match. And that enabled me to have the match with Brock Lesnar and be able to know what to do in that match because Chris Benoit taught me a lot.
Let me tell you something. That's not just an Iron Man match. That is ultimate submission, that match, you and Benoit. and there's no pinfalls. It's only, so you're doing a submission Iron Man match.
We're limited.
Which is, you're limited. To this day, Kurt, that is one of my all-time favorite matches. It is like art. And hopefully one day I get to watch that match with you in long form because I'll sit here just ready to, I'll ask you 50,000 questions. So we'll wait on that one.
It was a very complicated match. And like I said before, I was limited. I mean, you only had submissions, no pinfalls. And that match is not easy to do.
No, it is not. Well, this is not easy to do. You just did a belly-to-belly overhead throw on Samoa Joe. Getting a guy like that up certainly can't be easy. And all of a sudden, you've grounded this big man here. How do you manage to suspend disbelief a little bit here where you're putting a beating on a guy the size of Joe? How do you make that believable for the audience?
You have to be intense. It's all about intensity. It's how you look, how you act. It's how you carry yourself. If you show you're an animal, the fans will look at you as an animal.
I feel strongly that saving money is important. You know, if it's not something we worry about now, boy, we are really going to worry about it later. And I want to help you get out of debt faster and do it with cheaper monthly payments. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. Now is the time to take years off of your loan. We're routinely helping our listeners cut 5, 10, even 15 years off their loan. And you can do this without perfect credit with no money out of pocket. You've just got to start at SaveWithConrad.com.
I'm curious because, Kurt, I've said this to you several times. You are like my Mount Rushmore of all-time great in-ring talents. And I'm not saying that just to blow smoke here, but the idea of putting together a 30-minute Ironman match versus a 60-minute Ironman match, how is that different as a performer?
It's not much different. I mean, if you're going to go 30 minutes, you might as well go 60 minutes. You know, it is twice as long, but once you're in it, 20 minutes, you don't really keep track of time. It's, you know, so whether it's 30 or 60, it doesn't really matter. An Ironman match is an Ironman match, and they're long as shit regardless.
I'm curious if other towns share your sentiment that it doesn't really matter if you're going 60 because you're a machine.
For me, it doesn't matter.
And I'm not sure everyone else is. And, you know, physique, you're in peak physical shape here. I mean, you're ripped here. But Samoa Joe is someone that has always had a mixed reputation with his physique. He's a bigger guy.
Right.
But if you've watched his career, you know how athletic he is and the type of shape he's in. What are your thoughts on that assessment of him? Because that is something that has followed him around everywhere he's gone.
Well, you know what? The whole thing of looking different, you know, looking heavier or being heavier, I think that's no longer, you don't have to have a chiseled body to be in professional wrestling. I think Samoa Joe was an ambassador for wrestlers that didn't have that physique, that wanted to do pro wrestling. I think Joe was a guy that people could look up to, that didn't have an incredible body physique, that these people could look up to. So I think that he was one of the guys that led the charge in professional wrestling, that you don't have to have physique like a Greek god.
And think about how much that has resonated in recent years. You see guys like Kevin Owens, who doesn't look like your traditional pro wrestler, who we know is so talented, right?
Without a doubt, yes.
Is Kevin Owens someone that you would have loved to have gotten in the ring with?
Oh yeah, I love Kevin Owens. His ability in the ring. You know, from the first day when he beat John Cena when he started, I was a huge fan of his. His repertoire and everything that he does. And you know what he does? He's even more frumpier than Joe. but you know what he can do in the ring is incredible.
He's amazing.
He's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So there was one thing that I noticed here in the beginning of this match, Kurt. Joe got the best of you to start, and you just have it for the second time already. We're not even 3 minutes in here. You've rolled out of the ring. You're the guy who wanted this match, and now Joe has bested you right out of the gate. Is that something that you're consciously trying to tell in this story here? Because you were all cocky coming into this, and now all of a sudden Joe's got your number.
Well, I think that's the whole thing is, you know, Joe, I underestimated Joe, and Joe's a lot more dangerous than I thought he was. And this is me backing out of the ring and taking a few seconds to reprogram my mind to make sure that Joe's not continuing the momentum of getting over on me. I need to take a break and reverse the here, and I do it right here. So this is a usual psychology with heels. You back out of the ring, the babyface out wrestles you, then you do something and you shut them down for the heat.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.